Hey everybody, welcome to the Sim Hangar. My name's Mark. Thanks for watching and let's get started. In this video I'm going to share my personal views and opinions with you on which VR headset may be best for you. One of the objectives of this video is to keep it short and sweet. We're not going to delve into all the technical details or any of the marketing BS. We'll just touch on the main highlighted points. My selections will be based mainly on usability, related to the features, and of course the price. There's no one headset that's perfect for all. We all have different needs and expectation, different levels of disposable income. But in terms of my recommendations, you have to bear in mind this is focused on flight simulation, and Microsoft Flight Simulator in particular. There are few, if any, applications or games that put as much demand on the system as a flight or racing simulation. At the time of recording, my current choice is the HP Reverb G2, as it represents the best bang for your buck in my opinion, but we'll return to this headset a little later on. As I talk about different headsets, you may see the odd thumbnail pop up. This means I've done a review on that product, and there'll be links to that video in the notes below if you want to know more. But first let's turn our attention to the top end, and that's the Varjo Aero in my opinion. It offers by far the best clarity and display available in a VR headset outside of enterprise-focused headsets. Setup is intuitive. It's reasonably comfortable to wear for long sessions, although the head strap mechanism is fairly fussy. Base stations are required for both controller tracking and head movement. These are a separate purchase, as are controllers if you would want to use them. They're not included. VR performance is good. Recommended starting point would be a 3070 or 3070 Ti and upwards. It comes with a set of earbuds as your sound option, which is disappointing. But this great clarity and very good performance comes at a price. The headset will set you back about €2,000 or just under £2,200 with VAT included. Add to that the need for base stations and perhaps controllers, and you're looking at a price point of around £2,500. This propels the headset into the enthusiast category, but if you can afford it, this is the headset of choice. It's best in class. If visual fidelity is the most important point to you, then this is a valid contender. The price point, assuming that you do require controllers and base stations, represents something more than 3 times the price of something like the HP Reverb G2, and up to 4 times the price of other headsets in this roundup. In my personal opinion, the step up in graphics fidelity from the Reverb G2, the Varjo Aero, is overpriced for the average flight simmer. Let's now turn our attention to the other end of the scale. And here we have 2 contenders, but one with a big caveat. The first, of course, is the Meta Quest 2. It's the best-selling VR headset in the market today. It is a standalone headset, but for flight sim PC VR you do need a link cable, and like most other things, prices have recently gone up. The 256GB version will cost you £499 or US dollars. The link cable will add another 90 to that, and the chances are you'll need to change the head strap. All in all, by the time you're finished, you're going to be somewhere in the region of about £600 or 620 US dollars. Performance is fairly good, install is relatively straightforward, and it runs fairly well on a top-end Series 2000 NVIDIA graphics card. The resolution is not as good as the HP Reverb, and of course nowhere near the Varjo Aero. Nonetheless, the graphics are adequate, and this headset will have particular appeal if you're not the only person using the VR headset. If there's others in the family using the headset for different games and so on, this is the ideal choice. And there's now a relatively new entrant in the market, the Pico 4. At the time of recording this video, currently on promotion, and you can pick up the 256GB version. Once again, it's standalone for around £450, a little more in euro. For another £10 to £20 you can pick up Virtual Desktop. This will allow you to use it with Flight Sim, as well as your Oculus library of games if you have it. It features great resolution, 2160 by 2160 per eye, same as the HP Reverb. You can stream directly or wirelessly to this headset if you've got a solid broadband connection. But I did mention a caveat, and that is it doesn't have a display port. This means that it needs to use video compression, and whilst it does this very well, based on reports I've seen so far, you're going to need a pretty hefty graphics card for it to perform anywhere near reasonable. Poor performance has been recorded on a 3080, good performance has been recorded on a 4090. Very few of us can afford a 4090, so this once again will put this out of the range of usability for many flight simmers. I'm not going to touch on the MetaQuest Pro as I have no experience with that headset. If you're using it for flight sim, please drop a comment below, I'd love to know your impression. Sitting somewhere in the middle between the low and top end is Pimax. They currently have the 8KX out in the market, offering the best and widest field of view for any VR headset. But I'm not going to cover that in this review as it's about to be replaced. And when I say about, I do so in inverted commas. Due from Pimax is the Pimax Crystal, due September 2022. Clearly that didn't happen, but as we've come to expect from Pimax, always add 6 months to any promised delivery date. There's also the QLED 12K, due December 2022. Once again, that's not going to happen. And they've also recently announced the Portal, which I'm not even going to cover here. Both the Crystal and the 12K QLED headsets offer advanced features, high resolution, but the reality of the situation is you can't buy them yet, and there's no firm delivery date at this time, which is frustrating because I've been waiting for the Crystal for months. And finally in this roundup, let's turn back to the HP Reverb G2. If you're buying one today, it's effectively version 2, with the new improved cable. Prices have recently increased from around £600 to £690. Varjo Aero excluded, it offers one of the best display resolutions available in a VR headset at this price point, effectively in and around 2K per eye. It's one of the most comfortable headsets to wear. Setup is fairly straightforward. It is a Windows mixed reality headset, so it uses Microsoft's OpenXR, Steam VR compatible. It comes standard with controllers and off-ear sound, which is very good indeed. But this headset is also not perfect. It has a very small sweet spot, Fresnel lenses, and a very limited FOV or field of view. Recently there's been rumours that HP are going to be pulling out of the VR market, and this information comes from a single post made on Reddit and subsequently picked up by Upload VR. Based on the Reddit posting, HP will be pulling out of VR sometime in the third quarter of 2023. Is this true? Well, we don't know, but personally I think it's highly unlikely. There's the Omniset version of the HP Reverb, which is aimed at enterprise markets, and it is unlikely that HP would withdraw from the VR market overall. More to the point, arguably, is whether they will pull away from the consumer VR market and just remain in the enterprise market. Well, this speculation has come from one source and is yet to be confirmed. These rumours, however, recently were given a new lease on life, as in the States HP Reverb went on sale for $299, which is a ridiculously low price, and some have speculated it's the beginning of a fire sale, but I'm not so sure. Perhaps it was just reaction to a stock position, or simply just competing with competition. Time will tell. What's your opinion? Let me know in the comments below. One thing that is evident is the market is moving. There's a clear and distinct change to pancake lenses, which is a good thing, and also standalone headsets. Pimax Crystal, for example, will also be standalone. Will HP continue to compete in this market? Well, that's an unknown at this time. All things considered, right now HP Reverb G2 is best bang for your buck, in my opinion. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you found this useful and informative. Stay well, look after yourself, see you again soon, and bye for now.